Okay, boys and girls, this is video 2 in the Autoit series. Before we get into the meat and potatoes of the video, I just want to do the normal plugs. If you haven't already done so, then make sure you visit thebotempire.com and also check out my new Autoit course. There's going to be a ton of free content on the subject on this YouTube channel, as well as lots on the website as well. However, if you really want to get deep and dirty with Autoit, check out the course and see if that is for you. Also, while you're on the website, check out the free content and all the other good stuff on there. Also, check out the Discord channel. Come and join us. Let's have a beer and chat about everything bot related. Okay, now with that being said, let's get on with today's video. So just a recap from the last video, Autoit. Why Autoit? Well, there's many reasons, but a lot of people watching this video series would have seen my other videos and been using bot building programs such as Browser Automation Studio, UBot. There's a few out there, Poster, and they're all well and good. Don't get me wrong, I use them daily. I'm not bashing on them, but a lot of people want to move from that to real, in quotation marks, coding. And this is a great stepping stone towards that. It is real coding and it's very easy to pick up. It's as close to the English language as a scripting language gets. Okay, and the advantages of Autoit over using a bot creation software is it's very lightweight. Browser Automation Studio, UBot Studio, they're all great. Don't get me wrong. As I said, I use them daily. However, they're very heavyweight. They come with a lot of dependencies. They can be slow at times. So we're just moving away from that, and it's a great thing to know coding. It's really good. There's many advantages. I'm not going to bang on about them in this video. There's just loads. Just trust me, okay? The next reason why Autoit, as I said, is very easy to pick up. The documentation is absolutely amazing. The guys have done a great job. Also, with the script editor that we're going to be using, it's really easy to, as you go, you start typing, that can autocomplete and it can show you what each function, what parameters you need to put in, as you're going to see in this video. So it's very beginner friendly. What can we do with Autoit? Well, we can do anything. Anything that you've been trying to do with Browser Automation Studio, anything bot related, anything that automates the browser. However, we have the advantage with Autoit with not just being able to work with the browser. We can work with the desktop. We can work with applications. We can use with different APIs for that programs have, like Excel and Word and all that good stuff. It just expands on what you're able to do. It's very lightweight as well, meaning that it doesn't take up a lot of resources. It's very quick, as you're going to see. And we can just do some extra stuff. For instance, we can work with colors as well that's on the screen. We can check for colors. So an example, I made a script for somebody who's into gambling with Bitcoin, and as you can see, there's a red when something wins, it's in profit, and a red when it loses. So you're able to work with a tool that I'm going to show you in this video, in fact, that you can detect colors. This is it's really good, moving away from the kind of standard bots that we've been talking about. It's also very good if you're into games. Okay, if you're a gamer and you want to do a little bit of cheating, then this is great, because for instance you could scan a certain area, so this area up here, and if a certain color, you can go by pixel, that intense. If a pixel of a certain color shows up, then take an action. So for instance, if an enemy was in this area and the script detected it, then you could make it face the enemy and start shooting, for example. Or if it was gold on the floor, then you could pick up all the gold. You can change weapons in your inventory. Anyway, we'll get on to that. If gaming, bots, anything you can think of, anything you've been doing with browser automation, it's all there. Okay, so with that being said, let's move on. I'm not going to spend much time on how to download this, because if you're watching this video, I'm taking it you know how to download programs. However, the link is in the description for the website, autoitscripts.com/site. Links in the description. you come over to the option Autoit, come to downloads. Okay, and like it says, it's going to show you how there's a setup wizard basically, but the one you want to download, you want to come to the current version, the software here, and this one, the full installation. It includes everything we need, including the cut down version of the editor that we're going to be using. That's the only one that you need. It's all free. There's nothing to pay for. Even the full version, I think, is free. I mean, when I say full version, I mean full. Um, the script editor like thing, but we only need this. Okay, there is no um, paid version of Autoit. It's just all for free. Okay, no premium, no nothing like that. Okay, so you click this button here. I've already got it on my computer, but it will download. It's only 11 megabytes the download. Then I'm not going to do this, but you would run the file that you downloaded, set up exe. Oh, it's going to ask me anyway. You hit yes, okay, and then run through the installation. It's going to ask you where you want to install it. Okay, I think most of you guys know how to install software. If you're finding any issue or you don't, if you're a total newbie, then I'm not trying to dish you for a better word. Just let me know, message me, come over to the website, leave a thing, or come and message me on Discord and I'll help you get set up. But I'm just presuming you know how to download a package and run the install wizard. Now, once you've done that, you'll have two programs. Look at this computer. Look how bad he's kept his desktop on this one. My goodness, I haven't used this one for a little while. Anyway, the two programs that we're going to be using, which will be in the folder that you downloaded in and installed, is the, which one should I go for first? Okay, this one is the script editor. I don't know how you pronounce it. I've been using this for years, and is it City, whatever. Okay, it's the script editor, and this is where the magic happens. This is where we're going to be creating our scripts. And the other thing that we're going to be using is the Autoit Windows Info tool. Okay, I'm going to show you that quickly. It's just this. And I'm going to show you how to use it in this video, but that's going to be in a few minutes. But what you can do with this tool is basically pick up the Finder tool, and this is how we find a color on the screen or a location of something. Like if we clicked on, we brought it over to this image on my very dirty desktop. We can see its position, the color, we can see the title, everything that we need to see to use within our scripts, okay? Which we're going to get to in a second. So that's the tool that we use to find different things when we're creating a script for a program or for a browser window, etc. And here, the editor, if you just double click that, get that open, you'll be brought to, let's just get a blank one open. You'll be brought to, which looks like Notepad, but this is where we can create our scripts to run. Okay, just to let you know as well, you can. I get these questions a lot, so I'll just cover them really quickly. Can you make standalone bots with Autoit? Yes, you can. You can compile your bots here, and you can give them to your mum, your grandma, your girlfriend, your boyfriend to impress them and show you how good you are at creating bots. Okay, is Autoit multi-thread? That's the other one that I get. Can you run multi-threads? Yes and no. Autoit is not multi-thread in the standard term. If you're coming from using Browser Automation Studio or any other bot creation package, then you'll be used to like running multiple threads, like selecting how many threads. Autoit wasn't built for that. So no is the first answer, but also yes. What I mean by that is you can, there's a couple ways around it. You can, let's just say that you've built a bot, just say this is the bot. You could make the bot run more than one time. So you could click it a few times, get it running 4 or 5 times, and you can do it that way. The other way that you can do it, we'll get into user created functions later, but there's some people that have made functions that you can run that will in effect multi-thread the bot, meaning that it will automatically run more than one version of the bot at the same time and use disposable list to keep track of everything. So yes, in a sense, you can. It's not true multi-threading, but you can run the same bot that has its own windows if you're using a browser and keep separate from the other ones using their own files. So yes and no. Not true multi-threading, but yes, you can multi-thread. Okay, I wanted to get them questions out of the way just really quickly. Now, the next stage, when you get into coding, 99.9% of the first coding videos are how to create a program called Hello World, which is basically console logs out how to put Hello World to a log. I'm not dissing any kind of coding videos, that's great, but what I want to do for your first video is not even talk about the variables and functions and all this stuff. I want you to make a couple little programs that are really easy, so you actually walk away and you've built something that does something. Okay, I don't really want the first video to be a kind of really how to start programming, like the standard way to do it. I'm gearing these videos towards people that want to build bots and software, browser-based bots and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm going to be training you in a different way, but hopefully you'll get just as much out of it. Okay, so the first one that I want you to do, or look at, sorry, and follow along with, is this bad boy. We're going to work with Notepad. Actually, before I get to that, one thing I do want to mention, well, I have mentioned it, is the documentation for Autoit is absolutely amazing. They've got great examples, each different function, and don't worry, I'm going to explain what functions are as we go through this video course. Okay. Is explained in depth, and once you start picking up the documentation and running through the different projects, you're going to find how easy it is to like do whatever you want to do. Basically, I'm going to put a link in the description, but basically on the website, again, same website, if you come to the Autoit tab and go to documentation, you'll see that you can run through all this yourself. Now you're probably wondering, well, if it's so simple and so easy to pick up, why do I need to watch your videos? Well, good question. Autoit is they've done such a great job with their examples, and it's quite easy to pick up. However, in their forum and their documentation, they're quite, what's a good way to put it? Quite anti-bot. You're not allowed to talk about anything to do with game bots. You're not allowed to really talk about anything that's kind of automation of websites. Though you can't discuss how to use captcha and all that kind of thing. So I like to think that I'm, teaching something that you're not going to find in other places to do with Autoit. Okay. So with that being said, this first thing that I'm going to show you is I forgot the word now. It's a that's what it is. It's a different way to do one of their tutorials that they've got. Please follow along with these tutorials. They're great. I've made my own version, which is very similar to their Notepad tutorial to get you started. Okay. Right. So let's go back to our editor, and I'm going to show you what this does first, and then I'm going to run through the lines of the code, and then I'm going to show you how to use the tool that I demoed near the start of this video that shows you how to target some of these. Okay, all will be revealed. So at first, watch this magic. So I'm just pressing F5. Whoa, Notepad opens and writes, "I love to code." And then it closed. It said, "No, I don't want to save." You didn't see that because I didn't add sleep. Here, I could actually. You're not watching this, guys. I already done this, really. Okay, so sleep 3000. Okay, let's just pretend that that was already there. Okay, F5 again. Opens Notepad, writes on the Notepad for us. Waits. Do you want to save? There you go. And it says, no, I don't want to save. Okay, so how did we make this awesome bot that I'm sure you're going to show to everyone that you know? Right, so the first line that you want to write, actually, the first thing I want to tell you is the semicolon here. If you put that in and put anything after you put after that is like writing a note. It will not run. The bot doesn't see that as code, okay? So you can use that as much as you want. You want to comment your code so you can remember exactly what it does. This is going to be a godsend when your code gets large. So the first line, as you can see, says run notepad. And the code that you want to use to do that is run. So we use the function run, okay? And then brackets. And then you want parenthesis, quotation marks, sorry, and notepad exe. So this is what I mean by Autoit being very close to the English language. If I didn't run through that line, I'm sure you'd be able to work out what it does. Run notepad.exe. So it's going to run notepad. It's going to open note. It's going to find notepad.exe, so the application file, and run it. Okay. Then wait 10 seconds for notepad window to appear. So it's going to leave it 10 seconds to make sure that the notepad is open before it carries on. Okay, so how we do that is we use a function called winWait. So that's quite close to English as well. And then this, I'm going to show you why we've used this, but it's class then notepad. Okay, and this as well, don't worry about it. You probably picked up that the last parameter here, 10, is the 10 seconds that we've said to wait. But I'm going to show you exactly how we come to why we've got all this here and what it means in a second. So don't worry too much. So get that down. And then, very close to English again, use send I love to code. And you saw when I ran the bot, go on, I'll treat you, I'll run it again. It comes up, I love to code. So far we've opened Notepad. Okay, I'm just gonna let it run through. Okay, so we've run Notepad, we've waited to make sure that it's open before we carry on, so there's no errors. And then we've sent the keys, I love to code, okay? And then we're gonna sleep. Sleep, you probably guessed, it means wait. So we're gonna wait for 3,000, right? So this is in milliseconds. So 3,000 equals 3 seconds. And then we're gonna close Notepad. So win close, okay? Again, very close to English. And then we are going to put class notepad so it knows what window to close. And I'm going to show you how we know that's what to use in a second. Then we're going to sleep. I should have, come on, clean this up a bit, should we? Okay, then we're going to put sleep again for 3 seconds. So we're going to close notepad. And then we know that it's going to ask us if we want to save. Do we want to save what we wrote, which was I love to code? Okay, so we're going to win wait active. So wait for the active window. That means which one? The one that says notepad. And we're looking for a button that says, a box that says save. And again, as we go on, I'll show you how we know that's what's going to appear. So don't worry, just get it down in notepad. Come on, come on. Okay, and then we're going to sleep for another 3 seconds just to make sure that everything's on the screen that we want it to be. And then we're going to send and then explanation N. And again, this is an explanation for what, later on, but basically this is how we tell the computer to put the not to save button. So let's run through that. So we put our I love to code, and then we're going to close the window. Do you want to save? And then the N, see it's underlined, the N? That's how it knows. Click don't save, but we're going to get into that in a second. Okay, guys, so you've just made, as long as you've been following along, I hope you have, okay, you've just made your first program that uses a desktop application. You can play around with this. I'll even allow you not to use send I love to code. You can put anything you want. You can put this channel is great. You can do, anything you want. Okay, you can use different times. Okay, now I want to show you how I knew that this is what I needed to put in here, class 2 dots notepad, so that the program would know that's what we want to work with. Okay, so let me get notepad up. Now, remember what I said to you near the start of the video, that the tool here, no, this tool, okay, can find exactly anything that we need for our programs. And I'm going to put that into demonstration right now. So if I get this, so where it says find the tool and just grab that, we can just move it anywhere we want. Now, when you're working with a browser or you're working with any program on your computer that you want to work with, then you grab the tool and hover it. Can you see, if I let go now, up here, we can see everything that we need to work with. Look, see where it says title and where it says class. Now, I could have used the title instead of class. That's fine. Again, we're going to get into this as we go. But the class notepad, so I just copy and paste, and I know that's what I want to use for this, the class notepad. This could be what, if it was a different program, then you would do the same thing. You pull this up to what you want to get the data for, and then same, you know, you can just use class and then whatever program you're working with. Okay, and we're going to be using this a lot. I wanted to keep this really simple and basic. I'm going to get into more depth about why this works and what happens under the hood in the next video. I just wanted you to build something that was good and show you how this works. So that's one example. This is just an adaptation. This is just my version of the tutorial that, as I said, you can find here. So make sure you look at the tutorials on there. They're really good. Okay, so let's go. Once you've done that, go to File, hit New. So you've got a blank canvas. And I just want to show you something else that's really good, something that's going to be applicable and something that you're actually going to use in a real life situation when it comes to building applications. So, and we're going to also, it's a better example of how to use this tool. So again, the Finder, grab this, and what we're going to do, we're going to open an image that's already on the very messy desktop. Okay, so I'm going to grab the tool. We're going to come over here and hover it over this picture at the bottom and let go. Now we've got all the details about that location. I think so. Did I grab it properly? Yeah. Can you see the position moving in the box? Whoop, come up here. Woohoo. Okay. The color, everything's changing as I move this around. So I want the information for the middle of the image here. So let go. Here's the position the mouse was in. Here's the color, exact color. We're going to get into colors later and how we can do it pixel by pixel and all that good stuff. Anyway, so here's our information. So let's go to our script editor and type in mouse. And it's already, the script editor kind of gives you ideas of what you might be looking for as you type. Auto complete, that's it. The scripting has auto complete. So you can start typing and it's going to give you examples. So we want mouse click. Mouse click, so you can press tab or you can just click on it. Okay, mouse click, that's the function that we're going to use, the method. And then we want to use parentheses. Is it parentheses? Bracket, parentheses. Oh my goodness, it's getting too late. It's gone midnight. Okay, so do that. Now, when you do when you do that, you will see that the options come up. This is what is so good about coding with Autoit and this script editor. Can you see here? It tells you what inputs or parameters you can use. So the first one that we need to give it is the button that we want to click with the mouse. Okay, so that could be left or right. So we want left. I put a comma. Now it needs, it even highlights it in red. We need an X and a Y coordinate that we want to click. So I use this tool to get that location. So look, we've already got that. So there's no guesswork. So 189 and then comma, then 750, 750. Yep. Now, when you see items like this that have got brackets, that means they're optional. So if you don't add them in, that means that it's going to stick to one click. So you only want to click the mouse once and the speed will be 10. Okay, the speed of the click. Another good thing for gaming too, if you're into, you want to make some game cheats, you can make this speed like click like 200 times per second or something ridiculous. Anyway, I diverse. So I do want to change this one. So I put another comment comma, and I'm going to put 2. So I want 2 clicks of the left mouse button. And what speed? Well, I'll just keep it at 10. I didn't have to put that in, but I'm going to. And then close that up, and there we go. Now, before you can run any script that you build, you need to save it first. So I'm going to do that, save. It's going to, as I've already messed up the desktop, I'm going to call this mouse click 1. Okay, and once you've saved the program like that, you can just press F5 to test it or run the program, whatever you want to call it. So let's do that. Oh no, what have I done? Ah, here's our first mistake. You need to put this in quotation marks, left quotation marks, and that sorry, that was visible here. Look, it even says button in quotation marks. So if I would have followed the actual advice of the editor, then we would have been onto a winner. So after that, let's save again, and let's press F5. Mouse moved. I hope you saw that. And whoa, the image appears. We are coding gods now. Look at this. So just one more time so you can see. You'll see that the mouse moves. Basically what the program does is move to these coordinates. It's going to click the left mouse button twice. So it's simulating double clicking this image. So if you watch, you'll see the mouse move down there. In fact, let's move this right over here. Press F5, double click. There you go. And just like that, we've clicked there. So that could be an application you need to open. You don't have to open an application this way. Like with Notepad, you can just give it the exe file. But moving the mouse and simulating clicks can be used for lots of things. Okay, so you built 2 programs. I hope the 2 that you built are more closer to real world applications than learning how to write hello world. Okay, that's why I've done it this way. If you've managed to follow along for both these scripts, then leave a comment below just saying, yeah, I managed it, just so I know that what I'm explaining to you makes sense. Okay, yeah, I've hoped you've enjoyed this video and I've got your appetite whet for Autoit. Any problems, leave a comment below. I do check the comments for the videos. Head over to our Discord channel. The link is in the description. Come and join us and we can talk about any issues you're having. And I'm going to shoot the next video, I think tomorrow, for this. And we're going to move on to the next video is going to explain to you what functions are, what variables are, how we do script flow. Sorry, application flow, like if statements. And I know it probably sounds boring, but I'm just going to teach you the stuff you need to build really good bots. So it's going to be all in one video and it's really easy to pick up. A bit like this, just like clicking the mouse. It's very, clicking the mouse in a location, learning about flow. Another good reason to learn it is because when you move on to other program languages, when we go on from Autoit, then a little tip, a little, not secret, but a little thing, most programming languages like flow and script logic, they're all the same. They might have different syntax slightly, but they all kind of like switch statements and if statements and all the kind of logic statements, all that kind of good stuff is kind of very similar between each program language. So once you've learned it with this, it'll be easy to transfer if you decide to learn other programming languages. Okay guys, again, check out the links in the description, and I'm going now. It's 12, nearly 1:15 here in the morning, so that's enough for me, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.